Hello everyone, welcome back. This is part 2 of my short sharing on rounding off. Here we are going to look into rounding off numbers to significant figures. There are a few steps that we need to follow, which you may find quite similar to rounding off numbers to decimal places. In this segment, we have to first look out for the first significant figure of the number. Once we identify the first significant figure of a number, following that will be the second significant figure, third significant figure, so on and so forth. Question: how do we find the first significant figure? Well, the first significant figure is the very first digit in the number that is not a zero. Later, we will take a look at examples to help identify them. So we next underline the digit reflecting the number of significant figures that we need to round off to. Third, we round up the underlined digit if the digit next to it on the right is between 5 and 9, and we round it down if the underlined digit to its right is between 0 and 4. Let's take a look at worked examples so that you can have a better idea and clarity of how to move ahead with such. So we want to round off these numbers to one significant figure. Okay, step 1, we look out for the first significant figure. So in 19.2, which is the first number that is non-zero? 1, right? So this is the first non-zero digit. This is the first significant figure. The question wants us to round to one significant figure. So one significant figure means we underline the first significant figure. Next, we asked ourselves, do we round it up or round it down? And it will depend on the digit next to it, which is 9. 9 belongs to the group that says we round it up. Okay, so when we round up a number, the underlined one, we add 1 to it. So instead of 19.2, the closest would be then 20. Let's take a look at the next example, 0.175. So again, let's look out for the first significant figure. The first non-zero digit, you have to skip this. This is 0, this is 1. Okay. And we underline this also because it is the digit reflecting the first significant figure, one significant. Now, do we round this up or round it down? That will depend on the digit next to it, which is 7. 7 tells us that we have to round it up. So we add 1 to the underlined digit and we will end up with 0.2. Next. Here we look at rounding off to two significant figures. Before we even underline anything, we have to find the first non-zero digit. So the first non-zero digit is 2. This is the first significant figure, but we don't underline this because question wants us to look for rounding off to two significant figures instead. So we look out for the second significant figure, and the second significant figure comes right after the first. So we should underline 1. Lastly, we ask ourselves, okay, do we then round up or round down? And that depends on the number 4. 4 means that we have to round down. We round down, this value means we do not add 1 to this underlined digit, and so our value when we round off to two significant figures is 2.1. Next, 0.01245. Wow. Okay, now where is the first significant figure? The first non-zero value? This, right? Okay, but we don't underline this because question wants us to find the answer to rounding off to two significant figures. So the second significant figure, which is the one we need to underline, is the digit 2. Okay, do we round this up? Well, looking at the digit next to it is 4. 4 tells us we have to round it down. So our answer, 0.012. We don't do anything to the 2. Finally, let's take a look at question 3. Rounding off to 3 significant figures, 482.01. Now let's look out for the first significant figure. So which is the first non-zero digit? 4. What do we underline? We underline the third significant figure. So first, second, third. We underline 2. Finally, let's look at the digit next to it. And because it's 0, we round the 2 down. We round it down. So when we round the number down, it will be 482. Lastly, 0.001152. Let's look out for the first non-zero number that would bypass all the zeros in front. This is the first non-zero digit. This is the first significant figure. Let's move down to the third significant figure to underline it. So first significant figure, second significant figure, third significant figure. We underline the digit 5. Okay, and do we now round it up or round it down? That depends on the value next to it, the number. It's 2, so we round down. Okay, when we round down this, 5 remains. We do not add 1 to it. So answer 0.00115. So that concludes my short sharing. If you find this helpful, you may send this video clip to your friends as well. Thank you and have a good day. Bye.